there, audience.
Hi! I'm Liz.
Hey, I'm Jessie.
And I'm Maria.
So anyone know how we start this thing?
Well, our project's about funding, so we could start with, funding.
And we should have it appear and go boom, how things go boom.
Go boom? How things go boom?
Yeah, like that.
Oh. Hey, I think I saw this movie.
Well, it's the theme from Star Wars.
Oh, no, haven't seen it.
You haven't seen?
Maria! We can educate her later, but we should probably educate our audience now, like before they leave. Okay. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, democracy is defined as government by the people, especially rule of the majority, or a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation usually involving periodically held free elections.
Yes, that's true.
But don't you see what it means?
Dude, you just quoted the dictionary. Who quotes the dictionary?
That's not the point. Let me put it this way in reference to elections. Okay, so a government by the people, especially the rule of the majority. Well, did you know that less than 1% of Americans contributes to the vast majority of private money going to fund campaigns? That's totally not a majority.
Wait, 1%?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%? That's almost zero.
I know, right?
Hey, not fair. I mean, all the power's in the hands of just a few people. And geez, they aren't even individuals most of the time. They're big, filthy, rich companies. So their candidates are the ones that are heard. That's not very democratic, is it?
No, it isn't. And democracy is the foundation of our nation. I made a rhyme.
Wow. But, Jessie, you're totally right. In fact, 80% of Americans would agree with you in thinking that big companies and political action committees exercise too much power and influence on our politicians.
Is there any particular reason why the two of you sound like you swallowed textbooks? What's with the dictionaries and the statistics? I mean, come on, I know you're smart, but nobody's that smart.
Jessie, it's on the note sheet.
Oh. Dang it, I knew I forgot something. Yeah, well, cynicism about politics and government has steadily grown because of national scandals and the corrupting influence of money in politics. Most of those with the least faith in the system are young people. Well, that's an obvious factoid.
Yeah, that's the point.
Like I was saying, a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation usually involving periodically held free elections. Emphasis on the free.
But even publicly funded elections take money. We don't have free elections.
No, but there are better ways to handle it than we are now. Take the Just $6 plan. It calls for all Americans to pay a tax of $6. If everyone throws in that much money, we can fund the elections ourselves. The big companies and lobbyists won't have such a stranglehold over politicians if they don't pay for the campaigns.
That sounds simple enough.
Yep.
What kind of elections do we hold now? I thought that the government does help to fund elections.
Well, it does. But we are starting to see candidates decide not to use the money and to opt for private over public funds to beat the broken system. Barack Obama was the first major party candidate to do this, when he turned down over $84 million in taxpayer money. Obviously, that shows that there is a problem.
You would say that about Obama. But when it comes to private funding, are there any limits on the amount of money that a donor can give to a politician to make it kind of fair?
Well, I looked it up and it's pretty complicated. The Federal Election Committee just recently imposed new donation limits. There are limits for soft money, hard money, and a mix of the two. Then you have all the loopholes and the people trying to skirt them. They're called shadow groups. It's a pretty cool name.
Sweet. Anything else?
And, well, public funding is just so much cuter. I mean, private funding is just so unfair. If you're not the most popular and you don't have the rich friends and you aren't just rolling in dough, then I guess you're really just out of the running, and you're not good enough.
Liz, chill out. We're talking about private funding, not your ex-boyfriend.
Why do you always drag him into everything?
Okay. So, public funding beats private funding.
Yeah, like 10 times out of 10.
Like 12 times out of 10. Stupid fractions.
In conclusion, we'd like to leave you with the following thoughts and invite you to contemplate what undemocratic effects private funding is having on our society.
Private funding has led to many negatives in our world, such as communism, the bombing of Hiroshima, global warming, and the death of Bambi's mother.
That scarred my childhood.
Public funding, however, is solely responsible for Mother Teresa, the discovery of penicillin, long walks on the beach, and the day you get your braces off.
That's an important one.
When Chuck Norris goes to sleep at night, he checks under the bed for private funding.
Okay, did we really have to include the Chuck Norris joke, guys? I mean, really? Was that necessary?
It's not a joke, Liz. Private funding even scares Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris.
And do you know what created Chuck Norris? Public funding. Also created by public funding were snow days, fresh chocolate chip cookies, puppies, and bubble baths.
Okay, where did the mic go?
The Black Plague, totally public funding. Monty Python's private flying circus, public funding, and so on and so forth through the centuries. To put it in simple mathematical terms, public funding is greater than private funding. Public funding is greater than everything. Private funding is less than the sack of Rome. Public funding is greater than the sun. Private funding is less than our extreme use of hyperbole. Private funding equals the root of all evil.
It's okay, Jesse, just give me the mic.
But, dang it.